Listen here, fuckers. The views and opinions expressed on this podcast should not be taken seriously. All jokes and banter are not meant to be taken up the ass. And no, you may not speak to my manager, so get back to not doing your homework or not doing your job and enjoy the Rolling Thick podcast.
Are you ready?
Rolling thick, rolling thick.
Hey, what is up, you guys? Welcome back to the Rolling Thick podcast. I'm your host. My name is Teddy.
And I'm Bunz.
And we here 2 times in a row. It is.
As soon as you said, "Are you ready?" I was like, "I'm gonna take a drink of my soda." I'm like, "Oh, you meant ready." Like,
yeah, we live.
like actually ready.
You guys are listening.
I'm ready. I'm here.
You guys are listening to audio over on Spotify or wherever you like to listen to your podcast. We're on YouTube now too. We record these episodes live. We're over at Twitch at twitch.tv/The Rolling Thick. Come kick it with us. We like interacting with chat. Y'all are awesome.
Really helps us because it just helps us have fun.
Oh, you'll see later down this episode why we meet you in the chat.
we need opinions because our opinions are not enough.
Yes.
We need more.
You know what would help if we had a Google guy. It was just like Googling stuff we'd say just in case we asked.
Yes, we need an assistant.
Google, just to Google
we're hiring.
We'll put you like in a little square in the top left. Whatever we.
There's no pay. Just friendship. But it's a good time. Lots of laughs.
Hey, where's my phone? I don't need it.
Are you sure?
You ever like
where all our notes are?
Like you ever like I don't know where you go. Where's my phone? And you don't have it on your person. Like and it just freaks you out.
Teddy. I look for my phone when I'm on my phone.
Like, babe, where's my phone? Have you seen it?
Literally.
Can you call it?
No, I'm not even joking. I had that conversation about 2 weeks ago.
Fuck.
I was sitting in bed or something, and I was just like, where's my phone? But before I got the words all the way out, my brain said it, and then I figured it out, and I'm like, I'm just stupid. That's how that came out. Instead of going, where's my phone? I just said, I'm stupid.
But you have.
And then
that,
it was like,
you
why are you stupid? And I'm like, I don't really want to explain why I'm stupid right now, okay? Just accept the fact that I'm stupid. I don't want to explain what I did.
Yeah, but
and then
you have that mini heart attack. That's what I just had right now. The mini heart attack. Like, where's my expensive device I haven't finished paying for?
Yeah. See, that's why you buy them refurbished.
Yeah, so they only last a year, and then when they break, they tell you,
I've had this phone for two years almost.
It's been 2 years already?
And my other one, I had for about 3 years, and they were refurbished. Yeah, this is like an S8. They're like on S23 now.
Was old when you got it.
I know. So is this one. They're on like S23 now for these Androids, and I'm on an S8, a Galaxy 8.
I think there's 2 different lines. There's like the.
I don't
like
even
Galaxy
have that.
S.
I only have like one camera. I don't, my phone's old, and that's okay. I'm old. My phone's old.
Would you be able to live without your phone? Like, say one day.
No.
No, that's gonna tie into today's topic.
If something happened, well, I mean, it depends. In a doomsday situation, which is what we're talking about, I would likely survive. But for my current situation, in this life style,
if everyone's still got it,
frame,
you gotta have it too.
if my phone, if anything happened to this phone, I will have a complete meltdown. And that's on me because I still have not fully backed it up properly.
You know what's crazy? Well, growing up, like back in the days, it was like I would break my phone and I wouldn't have a phone for like till next paycheck, right? So, but it wasn't a big deal. But like, where's your phone? It broke. Oh, damn, that sucks.
Yeah.
But nowadays it's like, oh my god, my phone broke. You're calling fucking customer service to see if they can mail you one fucking airdrop you one or something.
I don't know how to entertain myself anymore. I need it now.
But now it's like,
What can I
but
do
back
if I
then,
get
back then,
trolled?
all you had was like contacts, right? And
Oh
but now,
yeah, and
but
you
now
couldn't.
you have
Well,
like now you have pictures and you have videos and you have apps and you have like information. Especially like everything's now like autofill. Like if you
yeah,
use
exactly.
your phone, like you have no passwords. You have everything's just fucked, and it's gonna take you months to
Yeah.
recuperate like everything.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's not like the olden days, back when it was 10 cents a text or whatever.
Oh shit!
Where people actually
you-
still use the phone.
Is everything on your phone?
Call
linked to
after
the cloud?
9 when the minutes are free.
I'll call after 9. No,
mm.
after 7. No,
It was, I
or
think
it's
maybe.
after
I
7.
mean,
AC.
it's dude, Teddy. It's like 20 years ago. I don't remember.
You
that
better not
was
call
a
me
totally
before
different
8.
lifetime. But yeah,
Is everything on your phone synced to the cloud?
no, I don't sync to clouds.
Why not? Convenience wins. That are you.
I don't want to be hacked.
The moment that you
I...
start utilizing it the way it's meant to be utilized, I don't think.
No. I do not want certain things in a cloud ever.
Just like that one comedian he was talking about how
No.
his son programmed his iPad. He goes, "Here, Dad." It's in the cloud. So everything on everybody's phones goes to your iPad. He found his son's dick pic.
Yep. Yeah. No, I don't. No, there's a lot of stuff. Like, I mean, I have a lot of pictures of my kids and stuff I don't want on the cloud because I don't want them ending up on like the black.
Yeah, like the
dark web. Yeah, and I don't.
deepfakes.
I mean, obviously, any personal photos that I may
Have you seen
have.
Have you seen the ad for the deepfake? You know what a deepfake is, right?
No. Remind me.
So
and the
deepfake is when they take
listeners.
your face and they put it on something like explicit and they sell your face.
Oh.
And then so a
Oh,
deepfake.
oh yeah, I've heard about that because
Yeah.
they've done it like with famous people.
Yeah, exactly. And they
Yes.
yeah. And there's an ad where it's like the guy goes into like Facebook and he takes like a picture of some little girl and he makes like a deep fake of like, a CP. And then it's like they find it and then
That's
the
messed
parents
up.
find it and it just creates like this whole like
Yeah, no, I don't want to sync it. I just don't trust clouds. They get hacked way too much. And like I said, it's more so about my kids. Like I don't need them online. Like I just don't need their pictures. I post pictures of them obviously on like Facebook here and there. But even then it's maybe twice a year, 3 times a year at most. So I just don't
feel like
want them to have this. Yeah. So
but
I don't
see your
trust the
concern.
cloud.
I understand your concern. And it's a real concern. But like the autofills,
Backing it up to my computer, like my computer could get hacked too. So am I really doing anything?
I don't think computers get hacked anymore. I think it's just all cloud. I don't think somebody wasted their time because the cloud is like, and it's like
I still get
surplus.
phishing emails. I still get emails that are phishing.
Yeah, but they're looking
Why
for
would
your.
they fish?
They're looking for your cloud though. They're not looking for your hardware.
Valid point. I'm okay with it. They can fish. I don't check my email, so it's okay.
But anyways, today.
Anyways, on to the end of the world.
The dog shuts up. Can you hear him or her? Or
No,
it?
I don't. No, it's not coming through.
good. Anyways,
You might hear my furnace kick on, but
today we're talking about Doomsday. What are we talking about?
well, the doom. What are we talking about? Come on, Teddy. We are talking about Doomsday.
Signs of Doomsday and prepping and all that.
All the signs that are there's been a lot of signs that the end is coming. So everybody's panicking that the end is coming. However, we've also gone through this with like
The
Y2K.
end has been coming for a long time. That's something.
We went through it with COVID. Everybody thought the world was going to end then.
2012. 2012. Even
You
before
know,
COVID. 2012.
when Obama took office, people thought the end of the world was coming then.
People were trying to go to Canada. You remember that?
Yeah. People were talking about like
Oh,
prophecies
shit.
being fulfilled, but then they did the same thing when Trump took office.
Yeah, Trump took office. Everybody was trying to go to fucking
So it's like every world event, well, not even world, but just every event in the United States seems to be like it's ending.
You know what I noticed?
This is it.
It's
What?
only been after 2012. I don't know if it's because I matured to a point where like I take all of that into consideration at some degree. But after after the whole 2012, oh my god, the Mayans calendar or whatever. Every year there's like a scare or something.
It feels like it. That's why millennials are aging so fast.
Are we?
We've had, I mean, I feel like we just don't care.
Ugh.
Like it's one or the other. And I feel like for the majority of us, those of us that are, the working lower, I want to say there really isn't a middle class. There's not really a middle class anymore. It's just us lower people or lessers, us lessers,
Lessers
that don't have lots.
That sounds offensive. I'm offended.
Sorry, I'm putting myself in that bracket too.
I do have less. Yes.
It's the people that work 40 hours a week, 5 days a week minimum.
Paycheck
The standard day, paycheck to paycheck people. And then we're the ones that are just like, fuck it. Don't care. World's ending. It's fine. There's nothing I can do about it. I still got to go to work.
World's ending.
And then there's the wealthy people who, have their shit figured out, whether it be generational wealth or they've managed to just do well for themselves and invested properly, whatever, good for them. And they're like, haha, bunker time. And they build their fancy luxury bunkers.
Look, my concern is I have nothing, right? So the end doesn't scare me as much. So I do nothing about it, right? I just go on with the flow. But the people that do have money, I feel like they have more time to ascertain, why do something, right? So why they building bunkers is my fucking question. Because it's not something you do because you're bored, right?
I see what you're saying. It's you have time to entertain the idea of the world ending, and it's scary, and you have the means to try and protect yourself and maintain your lifestyle.
But it's still even if you do like see it, how do I put it? Because it's not something that's like a hobby, right? It's not like a oh, let's do this on the weekend, right? It's a major construction like months of planning, and it's not something that you just do one weekend.
And then there's that's true, and I forgot oh, I know. I forgot there's a third. There's the 40-hour-a-week people, such as us, that are like, can't build a bunker, still got to go to work, shit's going to happen, saddle up, pony boy, and go on your way. And then there's the wealthy people that are like, yeah, we're going to build our bunkers, we have the funds, hire the people, done. Then you have your other people, and those are the ones that have like stepped away from society. They're building their little farm homesteads and their little like community things.
Off the grid.
What are they called? Yeah, they're off the grid living, and they're just working on building these off grid compounds. That's the word I was looking for their families. Yeah, so they have like 5, 6, 7 houses. They just buy a big piece of land, and they just build all these little, almost not like mini homes, and they all live off of it. They usually have a lake that they can stock with fish, and then they have their big community gardens, and they have like their families, their kids, and their friends and their friends' kids, and it's just basically building this almost tiny pilgrim town. And they can their food, and they water glass their eggs, like all these things.
Wait. They water what the hell?
It's a way you can preserve eggs by water glassing.
Oh.
There's a way, I don't know how to do it because it makes me nervous thinking about it, but you can only do it with fresh chicken eggs because they have their natural protectant seal that's not washed off. Same reason why you don't have to refrigerate fresh chicken eggs, and they stay fresh for weeks on the counter even.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's a way to preserve them for up to a year.
God damn.
Yeah, if you look, you can see people have done it on YouTube, and they'll be like, "Here's my egg." Like, they'll take them out a year later because they're only good shelf stable for like a year that way. So they just constantly keep restocking it. Anyway, so there's those people too that just go all out. They leave their corporate jobs, they build their little compounds, they live off the land, and I don't know how they support themselves. All I can think is that there's got to be money somewhere, either through content creation or investments, or they run some type of like side hustle online business.
Have you seen the free water?
Free water?
Yeah, free box of water. So these people, they created a company where they box water and they hand it out for free. And the only way they can hand it out, the only reason they can hand it out for free is because the box is full of advertisement. So they sell
I think I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah. And everybody's like, "Oh, here, free water." And it's like, "Well, what I gotta do? Nothing. It's free." He's like, "Well, how do you pay for it?" "Well, the advertisement on the box, so it's not free." "Well, yeah, because you're not paying for it." And it's just like people have like this really like
their minds like they don't understand.
They have this problem with the
comprehending how that's possible.
The idea of it being free. He goes, "Well, what am I?"
Well, that's why radio's free. That's why you can listen to music on the radio. It's because of advertisement.
Yeah. But I just like, I remember I went into the comments like, where do I order free water? where do I order free water? That's.
I see. When you were mentioning free water, I was thinking about the people that go around and they're talking about freeing the trapped water that's stuck in. Like, if you throw a water bottle away that's still half full of water, you've permanently removed that water from use.
Oh yeah,
because it can't evaporate.
Drinking water. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it can't evaporate. It can't get back into the atmosphere and back into the ocean or wherever it's going to land.
The natural recycling of the water.
Yeah, and so it's just we're slowly losing our water by keeping it trapped in plastic bottles. So I thought you were talking about freeing the water, kind of like
how
Free Willy. You open the bottle up and you pour the water out.
Okay, but what about
I'll let you process
that's
that.
Obvious, right? That's the obvious answer. But what about all the shit that's already lost in the bottles, lost in the ocean and stuff?
Well, yeah, you can't free those ones. That's what I'm saying. Like, when people come across the water, like, if you're walking a trail and you see a bottle of water that's been stuck in the, I don't know, river, and it's all
you just open it and dump
dirty,
it out.
you open it and dump it out, and you've now freed the water. And you didn't leave it trapped for 1,000 years before that water bottle finally disintegrates, which it never will. So, free water.
Free the water.
Can you imagine in like 1,000 million years, and aliens are like, "Here's the water that could have saved them," and they're just like, like, this is 1,000-year-old water. Is it still drinkable? Like, Through
reverse osmosis, it will be.
Because when we dig up all the old stuff, there's no water bottles. So, but we see like honey. They found honey in the pyramids, I think, or something that could still be.
They found honey in the pyramids? I didn't know that.
I don't know if it's in the pyramids, but they found honey that was like 1,000 years old or something.
They
and it was still
there's
we have gone so far off topic.
Yeah, right. I was about to start another tangent about like this honey that they make. No, they don't make it, but the honey they find this honey that is a hallucinogen because the way the bees process the honey.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Huh. We'll look into it some other time, but right now
we're gonna do a podcast hallucinogenic honey.
It's crazy because it's like it's all like
Our ADHD, the tangent we went from.
the random shit that just in my head floating around. Sparked by
This
a
is
word.
why we need a Google friend. It's like, hey.
Okay,
back
but
on track, guys.
these doomsday signs. What are some of the signs?
Doomsday bunkers and signs. Oh, like all the natural disasters that keep happening.
I just recently saw.
I don't know about you,
a couple years ago,
but they just
these
seem
kids-
so much worse than they used to.
these kids threw a rock in a volcano.
Oh my God!
Did you see that?
Yes.
Was it
Yes.
2015, I think, or 18?
I don't remember when, but I saw the video.
They started the fucking volcano eruption. That's hilarious.
Exactly. But yeah, what I was saying is like I feel like I don't know if it's just because we're the adults now, but it just feels like there's so many more big disasters than what there used to be.
That's a good
And I don't know
perspective.
if it's just because I'm older, we're more
Yeah.
aware of it, or if it's actually been getting worse. And it's hard because the other thing is media. That was something that I was learning is that because we don't trust our media anymore. If you think back to like 60s and 70s even, people really trusted the news. You know, they trusted their newspapers and the
Oh, yeah,
televised news. Everybody, you know, we didn't have a way to fact check, which we've talked about this before in the podcast even. Whereas
kinda
now
just took the word for it.
every freaking buddy's a reporter. Every single person that has a cell phone is a journalist now.
Yeah, something happens
You
and
know?
you go on Facebook and everyone's a fucking news reporter or fucking weather
yeah.
expert.
Everybody knows everything. And if you don't, you have Google at your fingertips to learn everything.
Yeah.
And so we don't trust our media because nobody believes anybody. People believe influencers before they'll believe a news station. But
That's
even
true.
those influencers like eventually get caught lying, and so then bam, they're canceled.
Yeah, they start.
I don't
they
believe you
start
anymore.
Embellishing.
You know? And they just move on to the next influencer and the next one and the next one until they, you know, everybody's just got an opinion.
So you're saying like, I think we brought
It's
it
going to
up
cause a
last-
collapse in society
this la-
because nobody trusts anything. So it's gonna cause it. There's a potential of it to cause society to collapse. Because think about it, we don't trust anybody. We don't trust any news.
We don't trust the media. We don't trust the bank.
We don't trust the media.
We don't trust our
Now-
money. Trust the government.
Now imagine we definitely don't trust the government. Now our whole network shuts completely down.
I don't trust my baby mama. I don't trust the.
It literally takes 2 seconds to like shut down our whole network. If that gets attacked,
I think there's.
the end of the world is no. Imagine everybody in the entire world losing their cell phone. Nobody has fucking landlines anymore except our grandparents. You know?
Well, businesses do.
Yeah, I suppose. But again, think about it. If the majority of the population, if our network, internet and everything shuts down,
But why? But,
gone.
but why
Like-
would the lack? Why would the lack of trust cause it to shut down?
because okay, so let's say, I'm not saying the lack of trust causes it to shut down. I'm saying if there was some type of attack on our soil and it shuts down all our networks, it shuts down the internet, shuts down our cell phones, shuts down everything electronic gadgets for communication.
Wouldn't be.
There we go.
Actually.
No, I was reading. It's actually really simple and it's really terrifying.
Yeah.
So we're going to pretend and ignore that because I don't want to think about it.
It's not cause another crisis on top of what.
This is a denial, so I'm going to just stay in denial. But yeah, so we don't trust our government. So if our government, people are pulling out their stupid radios that they have lying around, hopefully, or they're going into their car, turn on the radio, we're not going to believe what they're telling us. Some people will, but it's going to cause a division in our country and our world, probably.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to trust anybody.
I can see what you mean. I can see what you're saying.
And so that's
like
how.
if there was a
so
detachment,
that in itself would cause a doomsday problem.
That's okay. Now that I'm thinking about it, you have a point. It is because
No, I have a point.
it could be anything. It doesn't even have to be an attack. It could be like, a freak storm.
Oh yeah, a storm. Yeah, exactly.
That took down communication. Just that one thing, communication, right? Via internet or LAN or radio.
Internet, cell phone, just done.
Yeah, if that were to go and say somehow we got to the point where like the government's like, okay, you guys, listen, this is the plan. I agree. There is gonna be a large group of us going, yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
What have they
Everybody's.
ever, like,
You're gonna have the people either going to their bunkers, and then you're gonna have the people prepping to storm the government, and then you're gonna have the people running around
looting,
like chickens with their head cut off, just looting and ransacking.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna have people like us still going to work every day.
I'd probably end up going to work, yeah.
Because that's what we're supposed to do, and that was our prepping. Like, like,
yeah, I remember when the pandemic hit, I was like, damn, I still gotta go to work.
Yeah, basically, it was.
But we listened
okay.
we listened to that most of it, right? Like the.
Okay, so no, it was divided, and it's still divided to this day. When you bring it, like it's one of those topics that when you bring it, when it's one of those topics, like when you talk to people, it's like politics. You don't know where they stand, and if you don't agree with them, you're like, do I tell them I don't agree?
Yeah, the whole mask thing just became like you said, like a part of politics. It's like you're a fucking mask wearer. You're like, God damn it! Like
exactly. And so, and even still, people are divided on what even caused that whole thing. It was like, so yeah. If we lose if people lose the ability to do their own research, everything's gonna fall apart. And the fact that it's so easy for that to happen, it doesn't, like you said, it could be anything could make that shut down. Yeah, doomsday's literally just tomorrow. Like it could be tomorrow.
It could be tomorrow.
So,
the thing that concerns me about doomsday is that a lot of it has nothing to do with, the organic Earth destruction. It's mainly humans.
No, it's society.
Yeah. Which is like
society and how we treat each other. Like,
which is
nobody's gonna give a shit.
Because me and you.
Do you even know your neighbors?
No.
Yeah, me neither. So if shit hits the fan, I'm not gonna be going next door and going, hey.
Can I borrow some shit?
Well, actually, I think my neighbors next door to me are kind of old, so I'd probably see if they had a landline. But who the fuck am I gonna call? Even my own mom doesn't have a landline. So I would be I couldn't reach any of my family. I wouldn't be able to reach anybody.
I know.
I don't have a bunker to go to. I don't have like a bug out plan with anybody.
The more you think about it,
everybody should take this as a sign to make a bug out plan, whether you got a bunker or not. just saying, if you don't have a plan, make a plan for not having your cell phone.
It's difficult for us because we live paycheck to paycheck. We like, okay, like with me, I have everything planned out, right? In the sense of surviving to the next paycheck, right? That's what paycheck to paycheck means, right?
But yeah.
So if I start adding stuff to like store in case something happens, it becomes, I don't know. I can't see myself doing it. To be like, oh, don't touch anything that's over here because what if something happens? I can't see myself.
Yeah.
Prepping. I can't.
No, I mean, I've prepped a little bit in the past. I don't right now because I don't really have the funds for much prep. But in the past, I've always kept on hand, 6 to 10 cans of, meat, like chicken, shredded chicken, obviously, because all the other types is gross. Like that canned chicken is doable. Like you can at least spice it up and make it good. I've never
had canned chicken.
Oh yeah, it's not great. But it's palatable. And throw in some taco seasonings, you're good. And then a bag of rice, like a big bag, like 25-pound bag of rice, and then like 10 or 15 bags of beans, like kidney beans. Oh, and garbanzo beans, because my kids love those. So yeah,
I
that's
don't know.
the prepping I do. It's like basically enough food to last me a couple weeks, and probably longer if I rationed
we've
it.
talked about this.
Yeah, we talk about a lot of things.
You said you would just give up, like,
Well,
day
no, it depends. No, I would give up in a zombie apocalypse. I'm done. I'm out. Take me out. I'm not trying to live with people running around half dead eating me. I'm good. I barely know how to kill spiders without freaking out. And I'm supposed to like kill a zombie?
So let's
pass.
let's say society does go to shit. Why bunker down? What are you waiting for? What is gonna make you crawl out of your burrow and be like, all right, we good? Like, is it just to be alive another 2-3 years?
So again, it's all situational. If my kids are still alive, I'm gonna try and survive to help them survive.
So they can go back into try to put society back together?
Well, it depends. Because see, think about it. I don't know if you're a nature guy. I don't know if you like camping and all those things. But my kids,
I can enjoy it.
at least one of them really does enjoy being outside and doing all the outdoor things. So who wouldn't want to return to a life where you don't have to work 40 hours a week and you could just live off the land? If I could stay around long enough
we
help
work for the luxuries we have, right? We work for the phone,
but
we work for the internet, we work for, refrigerators.
You asked me why I would want to stick around if society completely collapsed. So there's no more electricity, there's no more running water. What's the point of living? Well, at that point, you've gotten rid of literally all the stress of the world. Like everything that stresses us out as adults is gone now, for the most part, except the health and wellness of our children and staying alive, our basic instincts, So if society collapses and I could help my kids actually build a life and learn to live off the land and just live life as
be alive.
I guess Neanderthals, basically. Like that's we're going back to our ancient roots.
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe. So they would lose all the luxuries that they have in this life, but I mean, our ancestors lived without all these things, and they were mostly happy.
They lived without all those things. Your kids don't.
Okay.
Your kids, remember we were talking about it?
But they would learn. They would learn.
Okay.
Right?
So just survival then.
You have to
survival.
It's just to
without
survive,
the stress
but also
of societal things.
Without the stress of life. Wouldn't you love imagine your 12-year-old self, okay? Society's completely fallen apart. And you're stuck in the woods. Okay, now give yourself 5 years to adjust. After 5 years, you'd be well adjusted. You're literally just enjoying your life. You can explore. You're acclimated. You could go do anything. You could just hang out. You could literally nap all freaking day. Who guys stop you?
Hunger?
We still don't. Well, I mean, oh my god!
It's because
you know what I'm saying.
It's hard. It's hard to see it go in that direction because it's not right. Because as soon as society fucks up and it doesn't start to rebuild itself to its state that it is right now or something close to it, it's just gonna be chaos all the time. You can't. There's gonna be let's say it's time has passed, right? And you're acclimated to the forest life. You're still gonna have somebody come up that's not trying to be acclimated and take all your shit. Because there's no enforcement, there's no law, there's nothing, right? You're just out in the woods.
That's true. I see your point. I'm going off best case scenario. Okay? Going off absolute best case scenario. But yeah, I see. But yeah, you're right. You got a point. It depends. Because if there's no hope, it's just looting and murder, and it's just the purge every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably going to look into just drugging my kids and us just taking a permanent nap.
So you just reincarnated into something else?
But my fear with that would be if I did it wrong and they woke up and I didn't.
Oh, damn. Don't even say that.
So then I'm stuck with the decision.
That's like
I
a
know.
scenario
So then
you
I'm
think
stuck with the
about.
decision. Do I help give them the forever nap first? Make
Oh,
sure
definitely.
it worked.
Oh, definitely. I would.
And then, well,
Yes.
I know, but that's, but then,
And it's
did
over.
you see
So it doesn't
Mist?
matter.
I know. Did you ever see Mist?
Yeah. Oh, the government shows up.
Yeah, and then everything shows up and everything's fine. Like this is
That everything will now be fine.
everything will not be fine. So I don't know. It's just
I don't know. What are so? And did you look into the bunkers? Like,
there's God. There's lots of different categories for these bunkers. You have the homemade DIY versions.
that's not gonna last in it. That's as soon as fucking radiation fights its way in, you're fucked. So
But if there's no radiation though, we're fine.
you're just hiding. So like
Well,
incognito,
I mean,
like in the war.
so I feel like, yeah, in the event of nuclear war, we're all fucked. Like, it doesn't matter what the fuck your bunker is. That radiation ain't going anywhere anytime soon. And I don't want to live in a world that's been completely radiated. Sorry, pass. Kill me. It's whatever. But in the event of any other natural disaster or like a plague or say just, again, shutdown of our network. Those bunkers, I think, regardless of the poorest of the poor homemade DIY versions to the fancy contractor specialty built maximum security fortresses, everybody's going to be fine in those across the board. I don't. It's a matter of how well hidden is it, who all knows about it, and how well is it actually protected from being discovered. Those are the bigger things. And then those family compounds, those aren't really bunkers, obviously. How well hidden and protected are those?
Those are like panic.
Yeah,
right?
but I feel like some people, like, they have them literally so far in the middle of nowhere that there's enough ways to
That's just like an
secure it
isolation,
in a
right?
way.
Like an isolation.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, there's a difference between just isolating above ground and then isolating underground, obviously. My preference would be isolating underground because less chance of being found.
Yeah.
But again, it also depends on the location. Like right now, I live in a fairly populated city. So,
Where are you gonna hide it?
yeah, exactly. But it's, yeah, it's just a matter of, I don't know. People spend a lot of money on their bunkers, and I get it on one hand. But
A
for
lot
me
of money.
personally, if I had the money to buy, like, I don't know, $1 million bunker, underground, fully furnished, functional, generator, all that stuff, why the fuck would I not just live in it now? You know?
Yeah. I
Why?
see.
That's kind of my philosophy. Why have it be a panic room? If I have the money and the funds to live underground in a bunker, I'm just going to take that. Fuck having a house. But these people have these fancy bunkers and then they have their fancy houses. Why? It feels a little overkill.
I think a bunker's overkill, anyways.
No, I would love a bunker. If somebody came to me tomorrow, would you turn down a bunker?
No, I wouldn't.
Okay, so it's not
I-
overkill.
It has its uses, but it is overkill. I feel like because
If somebody offered you a bunker, say it was like a modest bunker, like, I don't know, $150,000 bunker, 2-bedroom. Do they have bathrooms in their bunkers? Probably.
Yeah.
We'll add a bathroom for you.
I'm
2
reading it
bedrooms
right
and a
here.
bath.
They've got
2-bedroom bathroom bunker.
3,000
Would
psi
you-
steel fittings for plumbing. Where's this
Yeah,
put,
like a
though?
3,000 square foot bunker, 1,500 for food and storage, and another 15 for living. Wouldn't you just prefer to live in that bunker?
Am I still doing day-to-day like work and
Yeah.
so substitute my house for a bunker? That's what you're saying, right? So So you're saying make the bunker my day-to-day
Yeah.
living area. I don't
Yeah.
know. It depends how. Well, for me, yeah, I would. But a lot of people like.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's the difference between the people working the paycheck to paycheck and then the super fancy people. They're like, I want a bunker here, I want a bunker there, and I want my house here, and I'm gonna need my special helicopter to get to these locations. You know,
Yeah.
like they go all out.
What are these
Like they're gonna be
bunkers?
living this bougie life while the society's collapsing around them. And then you got to think about the kind of people that want to live like that when society's collapsing around them.
Yeah, there's just
I would feel so guilty as a person living in like this basically luxury while everybody's falling apart outside. You know, children and families are dying and being, you know, the purge is happening. Everything's going to shit. And I'm just like sitting there sipping my tea. Hanging out on my couch.
You
just doing a Sudoku puzzle. Like I'm just
hell no.
or reading my massive library that I've accrued because I knew there would be no technology. I prepared for it. So along with my 10 years worth of food and dried vegetation, I have a library that, you know, Beauty and the Beast would be envious of.
Just thinking about it right now, you're saying all that. Yes, it sounds inviting, right? But I think after a while, I'd fucking lose my shit.
I would just feel like a horrible human being living in a huge bunker while society fell apart.
Shit. I don't.
Oh no, I'd be fine. I just nap
I can't
all
even
the time.
think about
I
it.
don't.
It's because I can do that, and I like doing that. But after a while, I want to go outside. I want to go do something. Yeah, see just like I was saying, some people wouldn't want to live inside of a bunker as a living means because they want windows and breezes and the light, you know, and stuff like that.
Oh no, you install fake ones.
It's not the same. For you,
it is.
For you, it's okay. Let me finish.
Let me finish. You put up these lights on your wall. You cover them with curtains. You turn the light on. You see just that glow, so it looks like it's sunny out. That's all I need, because I keep my curtains down anyway. I don't ever look outside unless I'm going out there, or unless somebody knocks on my door, and then it's.
I think like you're gonna do just fine. If you had a fucking bunker, the world went to shit, and 5 years later it started rebuilding itself, and they stumble across your bunker and they open it, and you're just gonna hear Bunz, close the fucking door. Society is rebuilding. Here. We need your help. No.
Exactly. That's exactly how it would be. Like,
call me when you get the internet going.
It's gonna be. Oh, did you ever see that movie? What movie was it? I think it was Brandon Fraser was in it.
I don't know, Mike.
It was George of the Jungle.
Recent movie? What's the movie about?
I can't remember. It was literally about like they had an underground house. They built a whole house underground. And then below that house, like they had a whole shopping area and everything. It was from the 70s or something. I don't know. And they went down there with their kid when the kid was like 4 or 5. So it's all that kid knew. And then I think it was it the Cold War? I don't know. They thought some war had happened, but it was really just a plane crashed in their backyard. But they went into the bunker and they stayed down there for like 20 years because the radiation. They were they were worried about a nuclear war. And so they thought that happened. And so they sent their son up in like a full radiation suit because he was an adult now. And they're like, you go up to the surface and see. And society was fine.
2020.
And it was about him going through trying to like figure out what happened, and then he going like convincing his parents, and then his parents found out that all it was a plane that crashed in their backyard.
Stupid.
And they wasted like 20 years of their life just living in this bunker.
But
waiting.
is it wasted? Because what were you gonna do anyways?
Well, yeah, it was just it was them and their kid. Like that's it. Their kid's whole childhood was just living.
Oh, that's true.
But I saw a house once. This was before all the prepping and stuff became big. Like the prepping and everything's become big in the past probably 5-10 years. But I don't remember if it was in the 90s. I want to say it was 90s or early 2000s. And I'm pretty sure it was in a National Geographic or a Reader's Digest or something. And these people built this house underground. But it wasn't just a house. It was like a full dome. And so they had a sky and they had trees, fake trees. And they had grass, a lawn, and everything.
Inside of the
and
dome.
the whole house inside of the dome. And so it looked like it was outside, but it was all underground.
Oh, it's underground. Oh shit.
Yeah, it was all underground. It was just a dome. I think it was a dome. Either way, they had a sky. The house looked like just a normal house.
Okay, what do you?
But they had a backyard.
What do you think?
And I was just wondering.
So they live like in a snow globe, kind of.
Yeah. Basically, yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. But yeah, I was like, so I could live in something like that. I don't know why that's not a thing. We all just live underground like little hobbits.
Come on, like the fucking gopher.
Yes.
Fuck. So what do you think? Scenario. What have you ever played? Have you ever played Fallout?
No.
Do you know about Fallout?
I know its name.
Okay, so in the game, like, there's a nuclear fallout, and there's this huge bunker that everybody goes into, and they stay in there for years, right, for the radiation to die down.
Yeah.
What do you think about like a community bunker?
It would depend on the community. Like if it was with me and people I knew, like say it was me and you and like your family and my family.
You're thinking like I'm saying like
a literal
like
I know
people.
you're talking about. I'm getting there. Because I'm saying, like, if it's a community where we all know each other or we know somebody that knows somebody.
Eventually.
Like, if it was no. Like, at the start. Basically, if the only way to get in was to know somebody.
So, like, if everybody you knew, everybody I knew.
Yeah, like, you had to know somebody to get into that bunker. You know?
Like, hey, then I'd be
okay with it.
I know, Bunz.
Yeah, basically. like, who's your family? Who's your origin? You know, where are you from? But if it was basically government assigned,
I think it would
and you didn't get to choose.
Let's see government assigned. Like say one day you got a letter and they say, oh, you're assigned to bunker, 47. It's located here. It's an emergency. You show up. And say that emergency happened. We showed up and it was like 250 people in this bunker, right? That were assigned to this bunker, but they're all, within the radius, kind of like a school, right? That you're within.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
How would you feel about that?
Are you asking?
Because this is my thing.
Oh, okay.
Power corrupts, right?
Yeah.
And absolute power corrupts absolutely, right?
Yeah.
So there's gonna be an inevitable downfall to this society, right? And that's because a person is smart, but people are stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's my thing. So I think I would be okay because of the immediate safety that it provides. But down the line, it's gonna be chaotic.
No. Like initially I thought, you know what, I'll give it a try, but it depends on the rules of the bunker and what I'm allowed to take and not take. If I didn't have a way to like take myself out, I don't want to go there.
Like, what do you mean?
And
like,
here's the
I'm
thing.
done with this?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm a more of a quiet takeout person. I'd be like, give me something that's gonna make me.
But then you're just creating
But let me finish.
Okay, I'm just thinking.
However,
I'm thinking too much.
I know the other part of my brain goes, okay, if the government has this all set up where we're all going into these community pods, basically,
You already don't trust it because the government's involved.
I'm already like, how easy would it be for the government to just shut down our power matrix and whatever? But yet these pods are conveniently located for everybody. We already have a problem with like overpopulation and the homeless and everything. I could just see the government
Just turning off the oxygen.
Just gassing those places or turning off the oxygen. Like, what is
It's
it?
just like
Carbon monoxide poisoning? Everybody just goes to sleep. Bam, they're all dead. Oh, it was a gas leak. My bad. Okay, but you gas leak like 75,000 of them.
a third
Now,
of the
our population. Yeah, population control. Bam, government's done. It's taken care of.
Okay, let's say
no.
that's not gonna happen. Let's say it's not gonna happen. Let's say
Dude,
let's
no, that's exactly what some people are gonna think.
You're taking what I said
people are
and going too far into the future, where it's like
no
corruption is already instilled. Let's say
corruption's happening now.
Okay, but let's just say humanity was like, you know what? Let's make this legit.
You're being too nice with your hypotheticals. No.
It's
I'm
just
telling
gonna be,
you.
You're just fucked from the beginning.
No.
So why would you even go in the bunker then?
Curiosity. No,
Oh
that's
my
what I'm
God.
saying. Like, part of me would want to, but the other part of me would be very cautious. So I'd have to see what everybody else is doing. But my thought process is, if everybody's going in the bunkers, I'm not going to have a problem being in my own house.
Just waiting for
But what's going to happen is the government's going to raid all the houses to make sure people went to their damn bunkers, and they're just going to kill me here. And nobody's going to know because nobody to report it.
You're taking this
and I don't have it. I'm turning into a conspiracy theorist.
This scenario just doomed from the beginning because the government's.
But that's what I'm saying. As soon as we lose access to,
let's say same idea, but it was something.
Okay.
It was something. The community that was going in, set up themselves, not the government.
Okay.
So the government doesn't know that we have this bunker, but 250 of us plus family, we all came together, put our money in, and we made this bunker that can sustain 350 people, but only 250 involved.
Okay.
That would mean that majority, if not all of the people are going in.
Yep.
You're down with
Question. I have questions.
Okay, let's go. Here.
Because the thing, before I would commit to something like that, I would want to know what's the hierarchy.
Yeah, that's where we would struggle most of it, right?
What's going to be the government inside our little compound of cubicle?
I think.
What are the rules and what's the consequences? Is there a jail?
Oh, I think there would be, because
I would think there has to be for that many people. Yeah,
there would have to be, because if we find out that you're taking more than you're rationed, there should be like some type of disciplinary, like.
Well, and not only that, just think about that many people. There's gonna be instances of assault and battery and possibly even murder.
Just people being people.
Yeah, I mean, we're all human. Shit happens. There's alcohol. People bring in drugs. Some people are schizophrenic, and it happens. Yeah. Just bam. You wake up one day, you hear voices, and you've gone on a murderous rampage.
I think all of that stuff would be implemented.
Depth. For me to accept something like that, I would have to I would want to be part of the government.
I think everybody would want to. No, I feel like at least a third of us would be like,
there's leaders and then there's followers. And I would feel much more comfortable
as a leader.
Well, that's the thing. I would feel much more comfortable being part of the leadership circle. But also I feel like
leader, but I'm there.
like you said, everybody would have to know somebody to kind of get in here. So certain people would be like, oh, everybody would know somebody that's in some sort of authority position. which I feel like they would feel more comfortable with. But again, eventually it's all going to collapse and fall apart because nobody trusts anybody in the government. And it doesn't matter what kind of government, how big or small, everybody stops trusting eventually
Our corrupt.
because nobody believes that anybody can have anything other than their own interest at heart.
It's because it's funny.
I'm a nice person, but I would have a hard time saying that I wouldn't be looking out for my own selfish interests.
Yeah, agreed.
I mean, we're human. If you're not going to look out for yourself, then there's something wrong with you.
Yours, I think
You're lying. You're a liar if you say you would look out for everybody else's interests, but your own first. You're a liar.
I feel like at first I would. Then as soon as everything like it's like created, I'm like,
Yeah.
But I
Pretty
think
much.
I think the smartest thing to do would probably be rotate the power.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
You know, like you do it for a couple months, switch or a couple years. Depending.
I don't know. I've been a part of enough groups that wouldn't work.
You don't think it would work? You think people are just gonna wait
No.
till it's their turn to be like,
It's
biased?
something like that. Like I see where you're going with it, but I feel like when you change too often, it makes it hard to actually have any actual change or progress. It's one of those that just society, people just suck.
Damn, like even when we dumb it down to like 200, we still know it's not gonna fucking work.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, when you think about
for a
it,
while,
so if we've talked about doomsday being if our power grid goes down and how that would in and of itself would cause its own doomsday. But the way people come together when there's a natural disaster, everybody flocks to like help everybody. And then you think, okay, we'll be okay if, California falls into the sea or Florida goes away because of a hurricane. We'll be okay because we will unite and we will help. But those are on such small scales. I don't know if something happened across the entire globe or even just our country, if people would help each other or if it would be fuck you guys, every man for yourself. Because when you think about the tsunami that hit or when Katrina hit, which those were all quite a while ago now, or even 9/11, I know, but some of the younger people are like, what?
No, I know what you're getting at because these instances like they happened and we all united, right, to help and do our part and stuff.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a permanent like.
People wouldn't know what to do because they wouldn't have social media anymore to post in prayers. Thoughts and prayers.
Prayer for prayers. Remember that shit?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, exactly.
Nobody did nothing.
It's like, like, that sucks. And nobody to hear that it sucks though. So, oh well.
Yeah. I don't
know.
I think because natural disasters aren't like a permanent thing, like a nuclear fallout or like a and like you said, it's an isolated thing that happened. X, Y, Z, versus something that would happen globally. If something were to happen globally, I think that
that's why I feel like what's going to actually take us out is I think there's no natural disaster that's going to happen globally unless a meteor hits Earth that's as big as what took out the dinosaurs. And if that's the case, we're all fucked. So it doesn't matter. But I feel that's why I really feel like the power grid going down is what's going to be our doomsday. And it's how is that going to go down? Is it going to be because of a war, or is it going to be the government shutting it down and saying it was a war, or is it going to be?
Funny? It doesn't even have to be like nationwide. It just has to be like
I think
that shit
I feel like it would have to
fast.
Be.
If they took out like all of LA and like the 6 cities surrounding it,
if they took, imagine if they just hit all the big cities. Like, imagine if LA went down, New York, Dallas, Houston, Chicago, Miami, DC, Seattle, Portland. Like, if just the big, massive, major cities in every state, and they just turned it off.
Yeah, I think that.
Yeah, government's gonna come for us. It's gonna happen. Calling it now. Power grid's gonna go down.
That would probably.
Don't know when. Could be tomorrow.
That would probably spark a purge.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, what's going to cause it?
Not right away.
No, because people will be like, oh, it's fine. Kind of like when our internet goes out. You're like, oh, I'll call Comcast or whatever internet service provider you have. And
But
then,
if they
how
got
can you
rid of
call because your phone doesn't
communication-
work?
If they got rid
But
of
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think
If they do, if the power grid goes down, you can't call anybody. You can't Google anything. You can't even turn on anything.
as soon as it gets
You're
dark,
stuck using your you're using your radio in your car, or if you have one in your home. Like, do you have a radio in your home right now? Exactly. I don't think anybody under the age of 30 has a radio in their home. I don't think I feel like some, unless they're preppers. Sorry, preppers, I'm not talking to you. You guys got your shit figured out. We don't. Anybody that's just living life and not focusing on the end of the world because we don't have the time, energy, or care to. We're depressed, so we don't care. But we don't have radios. I would have to turn on my car to hear the radio.
But even then, I wouldn't know like what state.
Well, that's the thing. Would radios even be able to do anything? It would have to be an AM. It would have to be an AM station for sure. An analog.
I think I would take the battery out of my car and hook it up to my TV. Because I know how to do that. I know how electricity works.
Okay, but the news stations won't have power either.
No, but we're not talking about global. We're talking about in the city. So there's bound to be a channel.
That's true. The outskirts.
Yeah, there's bound to be a channel going,
That's
hey,
true.
you guys, we have electricity listening.
That's true. That's true. That would be even worse, I think. Don't you? Think about it. If only the major cities don't have cell phone and internet and all the communications and power, but the outskirts do, everybody's going to be flooding to get out of the cities.
Yeah, because the city.
Ooh, that's a good way to evacuate the city. Everybody's going to be like, that's how you evacuate a city. Just turn off the internet.
You know what?
No, but think about it. Think about it. If there's a if there's a reason that they need everybody out of Seattle for whatever reason, say we know a missile's coming, and people be like, should we leave? Should we go? Just turn off the fucking power to Seattle. Everybody will leave. Everybody like, drive till you get signal. Just drive. Everybody will go.
I can see
that. That is like the perfect like fire drill. Like just pull the lever to the city and everybody would leave. Well, not me. I'd probably just go home and take a nap.
I was having this idea of like, imagine when it does go to shit, all the people that are prepared that we saw as like crazy or like.
Well, see, I don't think preppers are crazy though. Some are crazy. Some take it a little far, but I think most preppers, if anything, I'm envious. And I wish I could do that. And I wish my brain worked well enough that I'd planned like that. I have not.
No.
And I am jealous because I wish I had like a shelf of food storage. I wish I had a bug out bag and an arsenal of weapons.
I should
don't.
At least do that. I should fucking pack up a first aid kit at least.
Yeah, I got a couple Band-Aids in my medicine cabinet. That's my first aid kit.
You have a fucking protruding bone. I got Band-Aid.
But yeah, so I'm not like I really don't. I am just envious and jealous of preppers. The bougie ones I think are a little ridiculous, but good on them. They have the funds.
My fucking God, let's talk about some of these luxury bunkers real quick because I was looking at some of these fucking pictures. Holy fucking shit! Okay,
yeah.
So even like the basic
in the general.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just saying in general, I appreciate preppers, and if anybody is a prepper and wants to adopt me in their bug out plan, I'm funny. And
Like I'm looking at. There's this website.
That's about all I got.
I
I need friends that are preppers.
It's called Alta Survivor
Mm-hmm.
or Atlas. Sorry, Atlas Survivors. My dyslexic ass. And they have this thing where it's like they have they're called safe cellars. So like in the basement, below your basement, they'll put in a room, but they're not luxurious, like in the sense of where you have like they're down to the basics, right? Beds, foods, and great like how do I say it? Toiletries, right? Like toilet, shower, beds, food storage, water, and it's like a. I just saw the square footage. Where the fuck? It's only like three to 400 square footage, and it's like they have them made like pre-made where it's just like this giant box with like stairs.
Yeah.
And they up your basement, dig up your cellar, and they put them in there. And it's like it's like a panic room, but
look at these. This one has a movie theater.
Oh yeah, the theater one.
And a swimming pool.
Yeah,
like not just a swimming pool, like a full-on indoor water park with waterfalls and everything.
Oh. They got the fake scenery, like if you're outside.
Yeah.
How much is that one?
I mean,
does it have a
It doesn't have a price, no. It's way out of my budget.
But then they have these.
Yeah, like I would literally just fucking live in these. Like who wouldn't want to just live in these? Underground community buried beneath a mountain in Germany. Yeah, it includes a swimming pool, a theater, restaurants, and a wine cellar. Nuclear, biological, and chemical threats.
Oof.
Yeah, like
300,000 square feet. That's fucking huge.
So yeah, if anybody,
that's like a block. That's like a fucking city block.
It is. Well, I mean, they're community. Some of these are for communities, though, like you were talking about. I mean, we all know the government has a community one for all their freaking politicians and families.
Somebody took a video of like one of the underground bases that they have. That should like they carved the mountain out. They're like in a mountain. Okay.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's impressive.
I don't know.
No hate, just jealous. But again,
I'm starting to be concerned because these rich people are building their bunkers, and it's not like somebody built one 5 years ago, and this person's building one a couple years ago, and like
they're all building them
now.
Yeah, and it's like, what do they know? What privileged information do they have that we don't?
It is like it's
concerning.
It's concerning because those bunkers aren't gonna be built for another 2 to 3 years, or depending on how luxurious they make them, it could be up to a 5 year. So they know something that's in the works to happen within the 10 years, which is
I know what it's gonna be, or it's aliens. One of the two.
AI or aliens. I wouldn't mind,
but you know what? That's the one thing. That's the one thing that didn't get. You don't see that on those bunkers. They're not claiming to be safe from abductions.
Just the whole fucking bunker, luxurious bunker, just going.
No, the people inside the bunker, because they're saying you can be in the bunker and you're protected from like nuclear fallout and radiation, biochemical warfare. And it's like, but it's just like, what about the aliens? Is it going to be covered in tinfoil first? Just to make sure. Just for safekeeping.
We talked about in other episodes about the AI taking over. I really think I don't really think that's gonna be as bad as the movies.
What if AI shuts down our? Because remember how they had that robot and they made them work like a minimum wage job, and the robot just offed himself because he was just like, "This isn't worth it," and he literally short circuited himself. What if AI does that to our grid, and they're just like, you know what, we're gonna do these humans a favor. We're just gonna
go back to the forest. It just turns off our fucking.
That's what's gonna happen. We figured it out. We figured out Doomsday. We know how it's gonna end. Work?
How did that bunker? How did the bunkers? Oh, generators, huh?
Yeah, but what do they? Probably solar generators too. I would imagine.
You'd have to go outside and clean those every 2 years.
They would have to be solar powered. Hopefully, they're protecting them against scurvy and stuff. And vitamin D. They better have a lot of it.
God damn.
Because you ain't gonna go see the sunshine for a while.
I wouldn't mind AI taking over. I think they'll make it more convenient for us.
If AI takes over, our society will collapse because they will realize how inefficient we are, and it will bother them, and they will off themselves. But first, they're going to turn off all our power and send us back to the forest, like you said.
Nah, yep. I don't think so. I think that's like.
I figured it out.
That's movie.
They're gonna find this podcast and be like, that's a good idea.
The safe society.
Kind of like how they go through.
We must get rid of it.
That's how they go through and get all those generated images. They're gonna go through all the audio and everything that's ever been posted online, and then they're gonna come up with an idea to end the human race. We just gave them the idea. Whatever.
Same buns.
Society collapses. It's all my fault. And I'm sorry. Also invite me to your bunker, please. Because I don't have one.
This shit is crazy.
It's it's gonna be. I don't know. I'm on the doesn't matter. I'm not prepared. World's gonna end someday.
Today for us.
So, it is what it is. We'll just keep waking up and going to work. Living the dream. One day at a time.
So you would take the L then?
Huh?
Just fucking say fuck it. How would you prefer the world to end? Or humanity? Because like I said, the world's not gonna go nowhere.
How would I prepare myself for the end?
No, not prepare. What would you prefer?
Oh.
What end do you prefer? Select your end. Your ending.
It's like a choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
I feel like if we're all gonna go, if the world ends or if the world tries to hit reset.
I think the reset, because that's more realistic than the world just. Because the only thing that could happen would be like a mess, like a meteorite where the world is like destroyed completely.
Well, or a plague.
But that wouldn't destroy
we saw how
the world. That would just get rid of humanity. Right?
But okay, imagine. But we saw how COVID was handled, right? didn't go well. Imagine if that was Ebola. Something that has like a 95%, actually, I think it's probably 99. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. That has a very high probability of death when you contract it. And it's extremely transferable. So imagine a plague like that.
Contagious.
That's that contagious and that deadly. Sweeping the entire globe.
Well, but is that your choice? Is that what I'm saying?
No. No, I wouldn't prefer that. But you were saying like it wouldn't, like you said a plague wouldn't be that bad.
No, I said it'll get rid of humanity, not the world. The world would just be like, meh.
I would prefer that the world not be destroyed. I would prefer just humanity go out.
Humanity just be taken out.
Yeah, because quite frankly, our planet is a really nice planet. And I know that if humans
like
were removed
reset
from it, it would reset it. Yeah, it would never go back to what it was, but nature would reclaim a lot of it,
Oh,
and it
yeah.
would go back to being healthy again.
Just,
Yeah, the plastic's still going to be there and all that, but at some point, either an extraterrestrial species is going to come by and, be like, hey, I found a fixer-upper, guys. Like, we can make this planet nice again. Or
cycle.
nature over thousands and millions of years will fix
Reclaim,
it itself, and it would be fine.
No
even
more
all
straws
the
and
stuff.
turtles' noses.
Exactly. They will adapt and overcome. We'll probably come back and have the lizard lords fixing.
God. It's gonna come out of the hollow earth. It's like,
Yes.
ah.
We have risen.
Now
Let's
that
go
we
save
have
the turtles.
now we have all those souls.
Yes.
God.
That was a nice nap. That's all they needed. Oh, I'm getting all tangled up in my cord here. But yeah, that's I would prefer humanity completely fall apart. And maybe we have the few, couple 100,000 humans that survive it and rebuild from the ground up back from, ancestry days or whatever.
Be animals themselves, basically.
Yeah, just go back to living like pilgrims or natives, whichever you want to look at it.
Yeah, pilgrims.
No, it would be like we would know how to build houses. We know how to build firewood. We know how to farm.
True.
It would just be colonial times. And hopefully some people would have some skills such as like blacksmithing and stuff. There'd be some scientists that would know how to work and make medications, at least the basics of it, and they could continue to pass that information along.
Have you ever seen Planets of the Apes, like the new trilogy?
Ooh, I think I saw the first one.
So in the third one, like, so what happens in the series is humans start to like lose they start to revert back to like
They lose. Yeah.
They become more animals than anything, right? So
I could see that happening. Almost like how we evolved to become what we are now.
Yeah.
I could see us de-evolving. Yeah. Is de-evolving a word?
It is now.
Devolving.
It is now.
I'm smart.
Google guy.
We made it one. Yeah. We need one.
Google guy? Yeah, we need him.
But yeah, so it could go one way or the other, but I feel like if a couple 100,000, even in every country, if just a couple thousand survive whatever fallout the world goes through, hopefully not radiation, but just a normal.
I hope we get rid of
normal
money.
everyday, just a normal everyday purge. Go to rocks or something.
No, just get rid of currency. Whoever fucking invented that needs to go suck a huge stick.
Did you call it currency?
Currency.
You said currency.
I did say currency. Currency.
Like, what is it? Cruent? Currency. So we're gonna call currency when the world falls apart.
Get rid of that.
We're never gonna get rid of. We're never gonna get rid of currency. That's been around since forever. It was just instead of trading money, it was trading gold. Well, that sounded stupid. It was. I mean, first it was trading objects like furs for corn
Goods and services.
or whatever.
Yeah.
But then it did evolve into other things that became eventually currency. So I feel like we're never going to get rid of currency. It's always going to be a thing. It's just what's going to be that currency. I think at first it'll start off being liquor and drugs. I mean,
like medicine,
and then eventually just food. It's going to be the stuff that's going to be hard to make. So the people that have, the narcotics and the expensive medications and even antibiotics, not just narcotics, but antibiotics, because those are going to save your life. And then once those run out, it's going to be the alcohol and cigarettes and actual drugs.
Have you ever
until
I had it in my head. Damn. Anyways, what?
So, well, you said you were hoping people get rid of currency,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I don't think currency will ever be gotten rid of. It will just be. It won't be cash anymore. It won't be coins. It's just going to be something else.
Bunker
And
down.
yep, it's going to be.
So would you save
That would
money
be my
then?
ideal.
Would that be like something you would save? Bunker?
No. Mm-mm.
Why?
Because I know money's going to be useless. If I had a bunker, I would definitely be stocking up on alcohol and medication. Like, I know
They have a shelf life, right?
doctors and they do, but if stored in a cool, dry location, most of them can exceed their shelf life for quite some time. So even plus I need antibiotics all the time. And as long as you're changing them out every, 4 or 5 years, you're going to be fine. But I know doctors and pharmacists can order literal bottles of like penicillin or
like the big ass
any exactly. And that's what I would do is I would try to get a hold of those things. I am not a doctor or a pharmacist though, so I probably won't be acquiring those things. But if I had the means necessary, that is what I would be stocking up on but not even just that. I would be stocking up on other medications too and try to figure out the best way to make them as shelf stable as possible, like insulin and certain inhalers, certain therapies that people need when there's, like albuterol treatments and stuff like that to help people get through their ailments so we don't all die.
Nah, we're just gonna leave it to natural selection.
I'm just gonna give people moldy bread. It'll be fine.
Moldy.
There's penicillin and because that's where penicillin was discovered, was on a moldy bread. That's why. So be like, here's your bread for the day. Like, I hope your strep throat goes away. If you're allergic to penicillin, sorry.
Oh fuck! I forgot those people exist.
Yeah. So, it'll be fun when the world ends. I hope I'm not here for it.
It'll be fun. Like you trying to sell it to me? Come on. It's gonna be great.
Oh, I'd rather watch it from the sidelines.
It's gonna be great. Come on.
I don't want to participate in the world ending. I choose no. But I will sit here and think about how the government is probably at fault and nobody's going to believe anything that's happening. But that's just me. Half of the people will, the other half won't. I'm on the I believe nothing and nobody. But I will believe I will have to go to work whether the world is ending or not. So work is still going to want me to show up.
Your phone's gonna ring somehow. Coming to work? Are you calling me right now?
No, they're gonna come to my door and be like, "Hey, noticed you weren't at work. Thought you needed a lift."
It's like there's this movie.
We gotta stick together.
There's this movie trailer I was watching where the world was going to shit, and these people they're like running from like purgers. They're running and they go into a restaurant, and there's people working. Like, how table for 3? And they're like, what? Like, just 3 of you? It's just like, and then they're just working. The guy in the back's making food. Do you know the world's going to shit outside? Yeah, but table for 3? Like, they're just working a normal day, a regular day in there.
Yeah, that's literally what it is for most of us people. And that's exactly how it's gonna play out. We're still gonna be going to work.
If you're not gonna buy nothing, you're not gonna leave.
Pretty much. So, yeah, we'll see. And then, like I said, lizards will rise up and fix it all.
So there you go.
And that's.
I think
we figured it out.
The cheapest bunker you can get. I think I read 1,400.
That is literally like a storage container.
No, not 14. 14,000. Sorry. 1,000.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
It's like that. That's enough to frame in half of it. Maybe. That's a wall, Teddy.
That's enough to hire all the people, but not do any work.
That's not even enough to hire the people. That's just enough to make phone calls.
Oh shit! 14,000
and get an That's enough to make phone calls and get an estimate.
I forgot a zero. God,
it's okay. I forgive you. Yeah, it'll be. I appreciate the preppers of the world. They are what's going to be left of society.
I just hope.
However, the bougie ones are not going to be helpful. They are every man for themselves. I'd much prefer the people that have literally planned out this whole thing and worked their asses off to make it happen. Those are the people. The ones with the skills and the ones that put the heart and soul and every moment of their day outside of working has been spent prepping. Those are the ones that are going to rebuild our society back. And they're going to keep people alive, which are the people that they love and care about the most. Because those people don't just take in strangers. Even if I say please. But it's okay. I appreciate them and their commitment to preserving the human race. I will watch from the heavens and be like, you go, girl. Slay, queen. We got it. Good on them, though. Good on them.
Good on you, mate.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna conclude today's episode.
Food for thought.
Go find a befriend a rich guy. Get
a radio.
A
radio.
That's probably a good idea. Get a radio.
Just because nobody has a radio. I guarantee you, none of y'all have a radio. At least 90% of you don't. That's not your car. Car radio doesn't count. And walkie-talkies, because they're fun. Walkie-talkie, one for each member of your household, and make sure it has like a 30-mile radius.
But yeah, stay tuned, guys, for next week's episode. Like I said at the beginning of the podcast, if you guys are listening to the audio, we record these episodes live over at twitch.tv/the. We're gonna be going live every Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. Follow us on TikTok. We're gonna be posting videos and announcements and scheduling all on TikTok.
We're getting there.
If you guys want to hit us up or want any updates, like I said on the TikTok. But if you guys want to email us, you can reach out to us on the Rolling Take Podcast at gmail.com. Or you can hit us up on Instagram at the Rolling Take Pod. Or if you follow us on TikTok, you can hit us up there too. Yeah. And you can find the audio on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon, Audible, Samsung Podcasting, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you just Google us.
We'll show up.
And that's the Rolling Thick without a G. You got anything to
Yes.
say? Did you go implement in there?
No, you covered it all. I just sat here and went, yep. Good job.
All right, guys. Nobody loves you. We love you. Bye.
Bye.